Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys a new tech on Doomfist called Threat Jump. This was found by JSV. I will link his YouTube in the description. Basically, this is what the glitch is. You use an emote, and if you use your emote at a certain location, you can actually kind of gain height out of it. Now, I'm going to try to explain how it works and how you can find your own spots and how to figure out if it works on any other character. I also want you guys to keep your eye on how Doomfist moves left to right when doing the C mode because this does play a big role in terms of gaining height. So with Doomfist Intimidate emote, he moves left and right. Now for some reason this emote has a bug to it where it can climb objects. So if I were to stand right here, oh sorry, okay. If I were to stand right here, right, and I were to do that left and right emote, he would actually climb up into the air. And when he would move right, so this vertical line right here is when Doomfist is climbing into the air, and this is the part where he's walking to the left. And then when he walks to the right, he starts walking to the right, but he slowly falls. Now, this is because for some reason the way this emote was created, there's some sort of bug to it. It doesn't work for all emotes, and I'll actually show you that a little later. But this is basically how it works. Another thing to know is this geometry right here. There's like this curve to it, right? Okay, this is the geometry of this wall right here. So let me change the color to pink. Okay, there we go. If I were to stand right here, right, and I were to do that emote, I would start climbing. That looks wrong, but it's okay. So I would start climbing, right? Now, if the geometry wasn't curved right here, let's say this geometry was, let's see, it's gonna be really bad, but okay, let's say it's 90 degrees, okay, and let's get the pink. If I were to do the emote right here, I would just hit the wall, okay? I would walk into the wall, and I wouldn't climb up into the air. So you need to find something where the actual geometry isn't 90 degrees, but has some sort of curve to it at the bottom, like that. That way you can actually step onto this curve and climb up into the air. And you just have to look for any geometry where you could just stand on it, and there's a vertical wall next to it, like this one, and see if you can do the emote, and see if you gain height out of it. Alright, so I'm going to be showing you guys how to figure out which emote is bugged on any hero. This doesn't only work on Doomfist. I know it works on Reinhardt. I forgot which emote it is, but I think it's Sweetheart. I think that's what it's called. But I'll teach you guys how to figure out which emote is bugged and will allow you to do this glitch. So the best way to test it is on any moving platform, and I personally think that the moving platforms on Volskaya would be the best. So we're going to come over to this platform right here. And we're going to activate the emote and watch our character. As you see, he starts floating now. Now if I were to do this with any other emote, like let's say dance, I stay in place. Because this emote kind of like, when I activate this dance emote, it thinks that my feet are still on the spray. But when I activate the intimidate emote, it doesn't think that my feet are on that spray anymore. For some reason, this specific emote is bugged like that. Now, another way to test it would be like on this edge right here. If I were to do this emote, my character would start slowly falling. As you see, slowly falling, and then I climbed back up because of the geometry right here. But if I were to do it with a different emote, like dance for example, I kind of just, it looks like I'm floating in the air, right? But if this emote thinks my feet are still on the platform, that's the thing. This emote is not bugged. It's the Intimidate emote that's bugged. And there's other characters, I'm pretty sure, that have some sort of bugged emote. And like I said earlier, the best way to test it would be go on a moving platform, activate the emote, and see if your character bugs out like the way I just showed you. That's how you figure out which emote works in terms of if it's bugged or not. I don't really know why the emotes work like this. I don't know if they just forgot to make it so it kind of just says like, oh, your feet are still there even if you're kind of floating in the air. But I'm not too sure. I think this might get fixed if people find a lot of good spots with other characters. Like for example, I said it does work with Reinhardt, but I don't think he actually goes as high. If this glitch only worked on Doomfist, I highly doubt they would ever patch it because it's not really useful. It's not a game-breaking bug on Doom where you gain this massive advantage. But like, let's say if it's Reinhardt and he's able to like climb some vertical geometry and get to some really weird high ground and do some weird shadow flanks, they probably would patch that. But for now, um, me personally, I only know it works on Doom and Reinhardt. I don't really care about testing it on other heroes. There's way too many emotes to test. Um, if you main like Moira or something and you want to see if any emote is bugged, just come on a platform, activate every single emote you have, and see if it works. Now, another thing to note is the emote has to move. For example, let's say my take a knee emote was bugged, but look what he does. He just stands still. He doesn't move left or right, forward or backwards, nothing like that. He just stands still. If this emote, the take a knee emote, if it was bugged and I was on top of this platform and I were to do this, I would actually float in the air. I wouldn't stay on this platform. Um, I wouldn't gain any vertical height if I were to find that sweet geometry. For example, like let's say I don't think it would work here. I highly doubt it. But let's say I do gain height using the intimidate emote right here, and I were to do it with take a knee, it wouldn't climb the wall at all because he's not moving. He's not moving left and right like the intimidate emotes. So that's the thing to keep in mind. If you do find a bugged emote, the emote actually has to move your character for it to climb things. Um, the emote could let you float in the air if it doesn't really move much, but that's the best way to test it and figure out what emote would work or not. So Apiros actually showed me this. He said it works on jump pads. So if I go to this jump pad and I were to do the intimidate emote, because my character actually steps onto the platform, I get pushed into the air, but because the way this emote works, I kind of just float in the air after that. Now, here's another example. Like how I showed you earlier how it doesn't work with the dance emotes. Watch my character's feet. He actually touches the platform, but he's not getting that jump off the jump pad. That's because it still thinks my feet are right there, and for some reason with this specific emote, it doesn't keep my feet where it's supposed to be. Um, so I mean, it's really weird the way these emotes work. This is another way to test it. You could test this with other characters as well, just like going up to a jump pad, doing any emote that would actually move your character onto the jump pad. Uh, but yeah, that's another way to test things using the jump pad. I actually forgot to mention, to gain the maximum height out of this glitch, specifically for Doomfist, I'll explain other characters later, but specifically for Doomfist, you want to have the wall directly to your left. For example, I'm going to climb this whole wall, right? But if I'm looking at this direction, directly to my left would be around just this right here. So I wouldn't gain that much height. So I'll activate the emote. You can see I'm walking into the wall a little bit, but I don't gain that exact height that I want. So if I look right here, where directly to my left is the actual wall I'm going to be climbing, I will gain way more height than I did previously, as you can see. Now, you can also do it on the right, but you're not really going to gain too much height because Doomfist does walk more to the left, and he first starts walking to the left. So the best way to do it was just for specifically for Doom is you want to have Doomfist walk towards the left into the wall. Now let's say you find another character where this emote bug exists, but they actually walk forward instead of to the left. You want to look directly into the wall and activate the emote. That way when he first walks forward, they start gaining that height. If the emote, they start walking backwards first, you want to have your back against the wall, and that way you would gain the most height. So you just want to test out your angles. Specifically for Doom, you want to have the wall directly to your left, and depending on any other characters, you just have to test and find out which angle would be the best. This is the threat jump tech. Um, that's pretty much the end of the video. If you guys enjoy, make sure you guys subscribe. I do have more tech videos coming soon. So yeah, see you guys.